possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Mitch has a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up.
She went to camp, didn't take the field while recovering from the offseason ankle surgery.
So it's
then sometime last week he left, continued rehab out of state. Then he came back, and now he's gone. Look, I'm never going to diminish a personal problem. If there's something in his family, go do it. All I'm telling you is there's a lot of smoke around this guy. And if you're Indianapolis, you weren't very good anyway. You've got to be concerned, right?
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Because it's a personal matter and excuse?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it the reports that were coming out, the Colts, the people that were digging didn't seem concerned like this was some made-up thing that he just left.
Right.
So I'll give Jonathan Taylor the benefit of the doubt in this one that he actually had something to do.
I think so, too. I'm going to guess. It's just if you're a teammate, if you're an offense, if you're for crying out loud, are we gonna have this guy or not? Right? That's really what it comes down to. Guys have personal stuff. Hey, my mom, my kid's sick, my whatever. Right? I mean, stuff happens and guys got to go and they got to go deal with life. That happens all the time, and I don't think anybody has a problem with that. I think when you compound it upon everything else, let me give you an over-under number. 11.5 games Jonathan Taylor will appear in for the Colts this year. Over, under. There's 17 games in the schedule. Is that a fair place to place it?
That is a fair place to place it. I think it's a slow start to the season. Is he going to stay healthy?
Well, I mean, from what I hear, there's a text thread that he's going to pull a hammy after 15 carries. Right? Isn't that what I'm told?
Mm-hmm. I'll take the over.
Where are you going? Over, under 11.5 games Jonathan Taylor will play in this year.
I'll take the over on it, but I'm not feeling confident about it.
I'll go under. Yeah, I'll go under. It doesn't matter. I mean, not very far. That's why I put it at that number. But I think he's going to miss some games at the beginning of the season. Because obviously, I mean, we're 21 days away from today. 23 weeks from today is the NFL opener, right? So 3 weeks from today, so he's going 3 weeks from Sunday. You think he's going to be ready? The ankle, he hadn't done anything. I think he misses a couple off the top. And then I don't know how motivated dude is to play. You told me that there's a text thread with him and a bunch of other guys on expiring rookie contracts that, hey, bro, after 15 carries?
That's what they said. As you lay this out, I probably would take the under 2. There's something to that. Coming back from the ankle so quickly would be tough. If there is any kind of drama or anything through the season.
Well, he's done nothing to do with the offense. He's got a rookie quarterback. They got a new coaching staff. I mean, how much does he know the offense? I have no idea. I'm sure he's been in the rooms, but I mean, every shot of him, he looks miserable. Every picture, every video, he looks like Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Right? I mean, 100% looks like he doesn't want to be there. He said, I don't want to be here. He said, trade me. The owner said, go to work. So he despised. I mean, look, man. If you don't like for whom you're working, it's tough to go to work every day, isn't it? I mean, some of you have been in that situation, right? I got to go under. That's just me. Like in a fantasy draft, who comes to me and I'm picking third and he's still there.
Oh, he's not a first round pick right now in fantasy football. He should.
He's going first in every draft, isn't he?
Then in your league,
like where would you put him? Where would you put him? If you're in a draft, where would you say, all right, I'll take I mean, I know fantasy is a different world, but where would you take him?
Maybe the second round.
And take a flyer and hope
first overall pick. I'm thinking I'm looking at Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Like,
but after those first few running backs are gone, right? I mean, Saquon's gone, Eckler's gone,
everything you're laying out, I'm not touching that dude until the second round.
Yeah.
Just to take a flyer on him.
Yeah. All right, so you're fair enough. Is McCaffrey, Saquon, Eckler, Derrick Henry, those guys are
Bijan
gone.
Robinson.
All right, Bijan Robinson.
Chase, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson.
I'm going
Cooper
with
Kupp.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah. All right, so you're picking 14th like I did. 14, 15. You taking him on the wraparound?
That's where I'd probably take a chance on him.
I'm not sure I
Good
would.
value.
See, at that point, I'm going with guys I know are going to be in my lineup.
Yeah, I'm not taking Jonathan Taylor unless he drops to like the 5th round, to be honest.
Now, you could get burned on it.
You could. I got burned on him last year.
So the top two guys on their depth chart, Jonathan Taylor out, Zach Moss questionable. Comes down to Deion Jackson, a third-year running back out of Duke, and Evan Hull. Any idea on Evan Hull? Do you know who Evan Hull is?
Kid out of Northwestern.
Look, you know everything. 5th-round pick out of Northwestern.
5'10", 209.
Pick him. I mean, like someone's got to carry the ball for them, because unless it's just Anthony Richardson right, Anthony Richardson left.
Get to that 600 yards.
So now as we have this conversation about, and I know I'm not big on tell me who's the worst, right? I'm never big on that, but it's a conversation. So as you're sitting around and tell me that you think Arizona's the worst team in the league and is going to have first pick next year, tell me why you think, especially if Jonathan Taylor is going to play under 11, and I think, under 11 and a half games. And they got a starting quarterback who, all through the draft, everybody told me, yeah, he's just not ready. He's going to need a couple years, but he's your starting quarterback. Their best receiver is Michael Pittman, who's pretty good. Their defense is Tell me why they're not the leader for the number 1 overall pick.
They could be looking at back-to-back years picking top 5.
Yeah, I mean, they had 4th last year, right?
And it's not crazy if you go back to the Jaguars. They drafted Trevor Lawrence. Now, there was a whole lot of other mess going on, but we're kind of talking about a messy season offensively, and they come back and they have a number 1 overall pick again.
Mm-hmm. Who'd they take the second time through?
Walker, the edge rusher from Florida State.
Okay, all right. Jacksonville did. All right. Now I'm looking at we have this conversation about who you think is going to be the number 1 overall pick. Tell me why they're not right in that line. It was Trayvon Walker. That's who it was. Yeah. I mean, they've got to be a contender, don't they? I've got 0 that I like about Indianapolis right now.
Yeah,
and I know a lot of people love the quarterback. I think, you might down the line. I think he's in for a rough season.
Yeah, it's not going to be a fun rookie year for him. I mean, I think people that like him for fantasy reasons, because he probably will do something. He could potentially be a really effective fantasy quarterback, but
because he's going to score running touchdowns?
Yeah.
They got to get him up and down the field. You think? He's got to get into the red zone to be able to score, don't you think? Or is he just going to hit it from 45 yards out?
You got to get in the red zone to score. They're in for a tough season. I think top 5 is a virtual lock for them at this point.
Yeah, I mean, tell me what's to be excited about them. Almost everybody you got something to be excited about, right? Arizona, I'm struggling a little bit there too. But
it's Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
It's the development of a young quarterback that
that's right.
The coaching staff loves, that Sean Steichen, their head coach, can't keep hyping up enough. It's almost like, all right, man, maybe temper your expectations a little bit. But they're very excited about Anthony Richardson.
No, I understand that. Like, I do understand being excited about a guy that you picked 4th overall and is a freakish athlete, and I get all that, and they should be. I mean, you got to be excited about something, right? So, yeah, I'm all about that. But, all right. We got a lot to do today. Coming up this morning, we're going to talk some Lobo football at 8 o'clock this morning. Tavian Combs, Lobo linebacker, is going to be with us. We hear a lot about, and we've talked a lot about Lobo offense, but what really is been the cornerstone of this program. And we talked last year, gosh, if they could score 22, 24, 26 points a game, their defense is good enough to win, right?
Oh, yeah. Talked about that.
Tavian Combs had an ACL last year against UTEP. He was leader of that defense, and he's back, and he's playing a position that is vital to Lobo defense. So I'm looking forward to talking to Tavian about the defense without Rocky Long, what they look like, how he's feeling, and get an opinion from a guy who's up against the offense every day. How does the offense look? So Tavian Combs, Lobo linebacker, is going to be with us coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Then at 9:30 this morning, with the high school football season now underway. And you're going to want to watch games from wherever. There's a new way to watch it for APS. And so many of you have kids in APS schools, Albuquerque Public Schools. It's called Game Vision. Darren Thomas has installed cameras in every field and every gym at APS. There's a new way. There's going to be more accessibility. How can you get these games, what they have in store for you? So we're going to talk about high school football, high school basketball, high school sports accessibility with Darren Thomas from Game Vision. That's coming up at 9:30 this morning. So we got a lot to do, Lobo football at 8, and really looking for. I'm super excited about talking to Tavian Combs and hearing how he is and what he thinks of this defense and the transformation from Rocky Long's defense over to what they are now, and what he thinks about the offense. So that's coming up at 8 o'clock. When we come back, decide already. A wide receiver, and an all-pro wide receiver at that, is just saying, figure it out. Who's our damn quarterback so we know? Who's it going to be? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Mix a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs.
What do you want? That's what they're saying in Buccaneers camp. Who is the starter? Figure it out already. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, DC. The phone number to get in today, 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animal phone line and text line. Who's the starter? Is it Kyle Trask? Is it Baker Mayfield? Quote, All-Pro wide receiver Mike Evans. We want to know who the starter's going to be, soon. So we can just keep working and he can take control of the offense. Is it incumbent upon Todd Bowles 3 weeks before the season to name a damn starter? Or, I mean, how late is too late? How long is too long? If you don't know by now, you probably don't have one.
Absolutely. And this is a situation where if you're still trying to have a camp battle and in week 2 of the preseason, you got nowhere to go. Because you should have an idea by now. You should understand, all right, this is who we want to give the reins to. This is who we want to allow to have growing pains if it is Kyle Trask, a young quarterback, or just go with a guy that might not be great, but he understands what to do. He understands how to run an offense, and that is Baker Mayfield. And I can definitely understand the frustration from Mike Evans, a dude that has been so good in this league, still has very good ceiling, and he just wants to know, all right, if we really can't answer this question right now, then you are not feeling good if you're that offense.
They've been practicing with the Jets. I believe they play the Jets this weekend. And I'm going to guess Todd Bowles wanted to take it into camp this week and figure out who plays and better this weekend. Who's got a better preseason game this weekend? Is it going to be Kyle Trask? Is it going to be Baker Mayfield? I don't know that I think either one of them was brought in to be the starter. I think they probably believed that they were in the sweepstakes for Aaron Rodgers. They probably thought that they were going to get something settled. I mean, when you look, and they're going to play the Jets on Saturday, but when you look at what they did in the offseason, okay, they lost Tom Brady. I think everybody saw that coming. How are they not prepared for this? And I ask that because that's the job of the front office, right? Now, last week they played Pittsburgh. They got beat 27-17. Baker Mayfield was 8 for 9 for 63 yards and a touchdown. Kyle Trask, 6 for 10 and an interception, no touchdowns. Trask, second-round pick in 2021 out of Florida. Baker, the first overall pick. John Wolford's the other guy. Remember, that was the guy the Rams were going to use as starting quarterback when they benched Jared Goff. Then he got broken. It was Sean McVay's guy. I mean, the numbers right there tell you Baker Mayfield's your guy, right? Now, I don't know what's been going on in practice. I don't pretend to be there. But I hear where Mike Evans is going, hey, man, we got a game in 3 weeks. Who's our freaking quarterback? Figure it out. But don't you think it was incumbent upon them to figure something out beforehand? Like have a plan?
Time.
Right.
Wasn't it like the beginning of February when Tom Brady said, all right, this video.
How'd you not know he was not coming
This
back?
video is it. This is official. And so you had free agency.
Draft.
You had the draft. And you still came in with just Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield as your options.
Yeah. And you went out and got Baker.
Because wouldn't you feel the same way about Tampa Bay that you feel about New Orleans right now?
If
Derek Carr was in
100%
Tampa
you
Bay.
would. Yeah, you'd say, wow, he's got Mike Evans and he's got Chris Godwin.
And it never felt like they were rumored to be talking with that veteran quarterback.
No.
That'd make a ton of sense.
No, but he went there, but that was a place. So every quarterback that came on the market, hey, well, what about Tampa Bay? What about Tampa Bay? Like, DC, my theory on Tampa Bay, and this is why I think they should have gone hard after Rodgers. I told JJ this when they got Tom Brady the first time, when they first got Tom Brady, I said, well, make it a retirement home. Hell, don't ever draft it. Everybody goes to Florida, right? That's where all the old people go to Florida to retire. Just go get quarterbacks in the last few years. Come on down, win a Super Bowl, right? Just be the retirement home. Get guys in the last 3 years when they want to change the scenery. Go get Aaron Rodgers. Next, I thought it would be Russell Wilson in line, but I don't know that he's going to make it there. Matthew Stafford will be the next guy, right? Get him for a couple of years to come on down. Come to Florida. I guess they better go draft a freaking quarterback.
So let me ask you this: with Russell Gage going out yesterday,
they lose another receiver.
That's a big loss,
don't you think?
Season ending, that's a big loss.
Yeah, no, they lost another receiver yesterday in Russell Gage, and there's another team. What makes you think that there's something to be fired up about if you're Tampa Bay? What are you excited about down there? Right, everybody's excited about what is it if you're Tampa Bay that you're fired up about?
A division that shouldn't be a juggernaut. Talent that you do have at certain positions, defense in the secondary, linebacker, and just hopefully competent quarterback play, getting Mike Evans and Chris Godwin the football. But that's a 4 or 5 win team.
All right, another injury yesterday. You mentioned Russell Gage. This is a young man who I think I told you yesterday, I think was ready for a second-year breakout. In fact, I drafted him on a late round. I thought this is going to be big. Tennessee gets a scare. Treylon Burks went down during a joint practice with the Vikings yesterday. Got open in the secondary, caught a deep ball from Ryan Tannehill, and made the catch. Forward momentum caused him to stumble. He lost his balance and went into the end zone. And he got up and spiked the ball in frustration. The trainers came over to him. They helped him off the field. They had Burks lay on the ground as they looked at his left leg and carted him off the field. DeAndre Hopkins was there. Derrick Henry, the general manager, all came over as he was being placed on the cart. No word on what's going on, but I think this is huge. They got DeAndre Hopkins, but this young man was, to me, going to be one of those guys in the Drake London potential for a second year. Maybe not Garrett Wilson, but a big potential second-year breakout.
They caught a break with the LCL sprain.
Is that what it is? So you just see something on it? LCL. So what does that mean? It's not ripped, so that's good. Just a sprain, out 3 weeks.
No, it's probably going to cost them 4 to 6.
4 to 6. Yeah, that's a bummer, man. That's a bummer for him and for them. All right, Lenny. Good morning. What's happening? You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Lenny.
How you doing? Well, the reason Rodgers wouldn't have gone to Tampa, he wanted the big city lights to end his career.
He's loving it. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's right.
Look how he embraced New York.
Yeah.
I'm not being a homer, but he's done more for the Jets in 1 year than what he did with his teammates the previous 4.
Feels that way. Yeah. Yep.
So Tampa would have been a good fit. Baker Mayfield, if he doesn't blow it, may have a chance to win Comeback Player of the Year.
Yeah, but what makes you think he's got that in him? I mean, what makes you think he's that good?
I think he's finally realized he's at the end of his rope, and if he doesn't make it now, his career is over.
Okay, but he's still got to have the talent. I don't think he's ever been lazy.
Talent, but did he always have the talent around him in the other teams he was on?
No. No, and he's got 2 good receivers here. I don't know that I ever thought that his deal was, a Johnny Manziel thing where he didn't prepare. He wasn't I think he's limited talent wise. I just don't know that I think he's.
And he might be, but we're going to see that. You're going to see Trevor Lawrence in the top 5 conversation for MVP.
I think that's right.
I think Geno Smith is going to hit all the numbers he hit last year because he has even more options for receiving.
Okay.
With the rookie.
All right.
I'm happy the Jets signed, Cook so no one else can get him, but I don't think they win the division unless Allen just blows it for them. And Allen is in this situation right now where his window is starting to narrow for a championship with the team he has right now.
That's probably.
We don't know what's going on between him and Diggs or Diggs and the team.
Yeah, I don't know that I think it's all about Diggs. Like if he's got a problem with the rest of the team in Buffalo, then I think you're right. If it's isolated just to Diggs, then they're going to get rid of Diggs and bring in somebody else. Like Diggs is really good, but you can find other really good receivers.
No, but Allen right now has to realize this year he doesn't have to run as much. You got to give James Cook the chance to be your number 1 running back.
Yeah, that's right. They got to share the ball with him. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. This is Mike McCarthy's last year.
Maybe.
If they don't win, and then I'll go with one more NFL, then MLS with the Chargers. It's not going to be on Kellen Moore. If the Chargers are out of it by Game 7, look for Kellen Moore to take over as coach.
Yeah, but they won't be. They'll sniff around. Okay, fair. What else?
And then I don't usually talk soccer, but what the MLS did with bringing in Messi was the smartest move they could have ever done.
All of a sudden, people know that they're there, without a doubt.
Right, and it's not that, but starting next year, every team in the league is going to have 4 designated player contracts that they could sign that doesn't affect the salary cap.
Yeah. No, that's good. All right, man, I got to run.
Now they're all going to be bidding, but I appreciate it, and you guys have a good weekend. We'll talk more football next week.
Rome said something the other day. I think it was yesterday, you guys, and it's kind of what I was saying about Messi. He said it in a different way. because I said, is he just better than everybody else? I mean, Messi's coming in, and while he's the worst thing for the MLS, he's the best thing for MLS. Like, he's making it look like AYSO. He's making it look like youth soccer. He's so much better than everybody
Someone
else.
just has to mark him in the box. It's not hard. They make it look so hard.
All I know is dude's got eyes on MLS, eyes that would never, ever, ever, ever,
And he hasn't even
ever
played
be
an
there.
MLS game yet.
I know, it's all been Leagues Cup, and people are still watching it, and people don't know the damn difference, right? All I know is this guy is making it look like a freaking youth clinic, and he's the adult out there.
It's the realization of that's world superstardom. We think that, these guys in the NBA or NFL, they're known. That's next level. That's Taylor Swift. That's like wherever that person goes, it's the most insane scene you've ever seen.
Yep.
And that's next level superstardom. Because players have come over. David Beckham, good. Wayne Rooney, good. We're talking about one of the greatest of all time. Those dudes are not in the conversation to be greatest of all time. And you're seeing the reaction.
Well, all I know is people are watching it, right? People know it's there. Like, tell me one other thing about MLS. Can you? I mean,
and the insane thing, is when they get out of Leagues Cup, and they get back to the MLS season, Miami's in last place.
Yeah,
in the
they're
Eastern
still,
Conference.
but they haven't lost with him there yet. It's
But
all
that's
been League Cup.
that's so wild what he has done, and he brought two of his friends over.
And
A
so it
midfielder
shows what the difference is.
and a wingback, and they're playing fantastic.
It's insane.
And it's the one thing too. Messi could still be playing at the highest level.
Yeah.
He absolutely could.
He's over here having fun and toying with it.
Love it.
All right, when we come back, a little college football realignment conversation as they continue. It feels like something's got to move. It feels like something's got to move, and the next pin to fall is Stanford and maybe Cal. Well, who's advocating for you? If you got a former president who's your alum, or you've got former Secretary of State who's alumni, and they're advocating on your behalf, does that help? We're going to find out who's doing what for whom, and will it make a difference, and how will it shape college football and affect you? Hey, you got an alarm at your business. You installed cameras, you've got it all, and it's just not enough, and you know it. You need IPS. I called IPS years ago. They patrol my home. They patrol hundreds of homes and businesses throughout Albuquerque. It gives me and my family peace of mind, my neighbors as well. In fact, they now use IPS. Don't wait to be a victim of vandalism or theft. Call IPS to see what they can do for you. It is affordable private security. IPS offers standing guards and 24-hour patrols to protect your business. They respond quickly to alarms when they go off within 5 to 7 minutes. They are there with trained armed security personnel. And they prevent loss and damage to your property. It's private security, and it can save you money. Call them at 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or online at ipsglobal.com. IPS, making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
Brought to you by the Albuquerque Journal.
The Albuquerque Journal. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
610, the sports animal.
Sounds like Stanford still wants to be in the ACC. Now, what will that mean for to trickle down the line for Cal, for Washington State, for Oregon State, for New Mexico as it all plays out? Everybody's got an idea. I talked to somebody yesterday. Nope, I think all those schools are going to merge with the American Athletic Conference because Mike Oresco, the commissioner of the AAC, is being very aggressive, and he thinks then he'll take over the Pac-12 and he'll be a Power 5 commissioner. Well, a Pac-12 that features Stanford, Cal, Washington State, Oregon State, SMU, Rice, Tulane, Memphis, San Diego State, Fresno State, Boise State probably isn't an automatic Power 5 conference, are they?
They're not.
And the people who are going to vote on this are going to be, well, I don't know, the Power 5 commissioners. And Greg Sankey, the SEC, has already said that they want to re-examine what it looks like moving forward, how many automatic bids, how they redistribute the money. So who's
6 for the Big Ten and 6 for the SEC,
and everybody else can go scratch. Yeah. All right. So who's on your behalf? Who's advocating for you to get into the ACC? Well, Yahoo is saying that Condoleezza Rice, remember Condoleezza Rice? She's a professor at Stanford, but amongst other things, a former Secretary of State and a Stanford alum, is advocating and campaigning on behalf of Stanford to get into the ACC. George W. Bush, remember him? He's President of the United States. he's advocating for SMU. Now, there was a straw poll presidents last week, an expansion vote. They fell one short. They needed 12 out of the 15 votes for approval. Notre Dame gets a vote in this. And that means 3 can dissent. They had 4 dissenters. Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina, NC State. Now, word is NC State can be swayed. Florida State and Clemson is precious because they have made it very clear they both want out of that damn league, right? But they don't want to let anybody else in. Do you think Stanford ends up getting into that league? And or Cal, for that matter? When it's all said and done, the Big 12 has said we're done, right? They're out just getting Nelly now to perform at halftime of their championship game. That's
what's relevant these days.
That's what their
Nelly.
commissioner's doing. Hell, we don't need San Diego State, we don't need SMU, but we got Nelly performing.
Country grammar, because that's what we need in 20.
That's right.
23.
That's what we got. But you think they end up getting in?
I do.
You do?
I do. Do you think it's Stanford SMU or Stanford Cal and SMU?
I don't know.
And they just add the numbers and go forward.
It almost feels like Stanford SMU, but Cal makes more sense because they just want to have an island on the West Coast, right? ACC stretches as far as what?
Because for that amazing academic university that is Stanford, it's going to be awesome for them to send their teams over there. Or is it just football?
It could be, but the ACC, the furthest west they go, Louisville. It's Louisville, Kentucky. The ACC is Boston College and Clemson and Duke and Florida State and Georgia Tech, Louisville, Miami, NC State, North Carolina, Pitt, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, and Wake. So
who
do they want to
want?
have an island out there?
If it's football only, like you can make those things work, but when it becomes all sports, but then it's the
36
money,
of them?
and you're sending everyone over there, but you're supposed to be at Stanford Academics, but then you got to go on your road trip to the East Coast.
Yep, let's
This
send
is
our
where
rowing team
the
to
head starts
Georgia.
just spinning. Yeah, all the rowing they got going on in Georgia.
Our fencing team. I mean, they got everything. Well, here's the deal. SMU has offered to go in without paying or without getting paid for the first 5 years. That they have gotten so much money privately that they're willing to go in and not get paid. Condoleezza Rice was on the College Football Playoff Committee. Recall? Remember that she was on that committee for a number of years, and so she's got. I mean, I don't know. Does she have a little sway in college football? She's got a voice.
Yes, she does.
She's got a voice, and she calls you, answer the phone.
She also owns a football team. She's a minority owner of the Broncos.
Okay, so she's got. I mean, there's some sway. Now, everybody knows she's advocating on behalf of her alma mater. So you're the president at NC State, and you're the swing vote. Sounds like Florida State and Clemson aren't budging. They're trying to move at North Carolina State. North Carolina State seems like it's the most swayable. So you're whoever the president is at NC State. Condoleezza Rice calls you. You're taking the call, right? So what's she got to tell you to sway you? I mean, if it doesn't make sense for me financially, if it doesn't make sense for me to send my softball team to Palo Alto, if you're the ACC, what sense does it make? I get a West Coast presence. I get West Coast windows on ESPN. I guess there's a value there. It gets me into the Bay Area to recruit if I want to, but how many? I mean, am I recruiting the Bay Area if I'm Virginia?
That argument does not work anymore.
Which one?
It gets me in there to recruit.
Why?
Because of the transfer portal.
Yeah, but
and these dudes are not sticking around 4 years.
Okay, but they're still a part of. Hey, we're going to go back to your hometown and play, right? We have a
Maybe
presence
once every
there.
3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody knows because when you have 20 team conferences, how often are you playing a team in football?
So I think that ship has sailed. Of we need to be in this market for recruiting.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
It's insane, right?
Who do you want advocating for you? Should Brian Urlacher get in this conversation?
Seriously.
Who are we getting?
I mean, who should UNM have calling? Is it Brian Urlacher?
Yeah, that probably would have some impact.
I mean, if Brian Urlacher...
College Football Hall of Famer.
Who would have more impact if you're a president of a university trying to get their athletic program into your conference, Condoleezza Rice or Brian Urlacher?
Condoleezza Rice can she can probably open more doors. So I'd probably
think so, right? So you think at some point they're getting in?
That's just what college athletic administrators love, is more people making decisions for them.
Well, and look, it depends on the human now. There's some who are so arrogant, like, I don't need Condoleezza Rice to tell me what to do.
At this point, I'm throwing everything out there.
No, I get it, man.
Everything.
They need one more freaking vote. Yeah. They just need to swing. They got 12 out of 15, or what? No, they got 11 out of 15 on their side, including Notre Dame. Right? I mean, they just need one more. Hell yes. This is the lifeline that their athletic program needs. So I'm throwing everything at it, too. Hell, Tiger Woods needs to call.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of forgot it. He is Stanford.
Put Nota Begay on the phone.
Condoleezza can get you out to Augusta.
Right? Hey, if you wrote that way.
If you're trying to pull out all the cords.
Have you ever played Augusta?
I
mean, come down and be my guest. I mean,
do you know how many
swing your vote and
votes you could get?
Bring your kid plays too. Oh gosh, I'd love to have bring the whole family down to Augusta. No, it's really hard to play. You have to play with a member. Yeah, no, I've been a member for a while. And yeah, no. Well, let's talk about it after the vote. Get it in, and I'll get you down to play Augusta.
Game over.
That's the answer, isn't it? Can we play twice?
99%.
Now you're pushing it. Yes. Don't get greedy, Prez.
99%. Athletic directors or presidents would be swayed by that.
I mean, that'd be a compelling one right there. The hell with the money. I get to go play Augusta.
The Oregon AD, like when all that stuff was going, was it the AD or president? I forget the story. Like when they were like making the final decision, he did it on a Zoom from a golf course.
Did not know that.
And it's like, okay, that's what so much matters to you. That's what you do.
I made decisions on the golf course before.
Exactly. If we can open that door, game over.
I mean,
you win.
All right, then.
Stanford could become the biggest commodity out there if she's offering rounds at Augusta.
You get the answer right there. All right, when we come back, how do you feel about fights in training camp? They happen. Now dudes are getting hurt. One coach says, damn it, jump in there. And meanwhile, you got a coach being sent to the hospital. We'll do that when we get back. It's back to school time. Senior year starts this morning for us at our house. Senior year, dude.
That's a trip.
Car's a mess, though. I'm going to calm things down, call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. You should, too, because it's one of my favorite times of the year. On the Spot comes out to me and details my vehicle. Yep, they come to me at the office. I'm busy, so are you. I'm in the office, they're in the parking lot. A couple hours later, I get a text. Oh, yeah, I forgot they were out there. I go out there, and people are standing around looking. Literally, this is how this worked last time. They were looking at my car, watching On the Spot detail my vehicle, and I looked around, and it was better than the day I took it off the lot. It was under the hood or under the seats. They found stuff that I don't even think it was mine. That who knew was there. There's a box. Here's this crap we found under there. Do you want any of this? Pick through it. It's like it's brand new. Protect your second biggest investment. It might even be your largest investment. Protect it. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They offer a 10% discount to our military and to teachers. Learn more and schedule online. On the Spot Automotive Detailing at otsdetailing.com. That's otsdetailing.com.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
On 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
If one fights, we all fight. All right. How do you feel about fighting in training camp? Danny Gonzalez was talking about it out at Lobo Camp the other day. Yeah, no, they're tired of looking at each other and hitting each other, and it happens. And I think every camp, if you watched, did you see Hard Knocks this week? They've had some battles in Jets camp, and dude throw like. Craziest part is when dudes are throwing hands at guys wearing helmets. What are we doing? Why are you throwing it? And then the guys that run in from off the field, the guys around the sideline, you see them all putting their helmets on as they're going out. Good, all right, good move there. But why are you throwing hands at a guy's head when the guy's wearing a helmet?
Never made sense to me.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Apparently they don't want intact fingers or something. I'm not sure.
I guess. All right, so yesterday in Boulder, Colorado camp, there was a fracas, a lot of push and shoving, hollering after a touchdown, and a big 310-pound, 6'10", 310, by the way, is Gerard Christian Lichtenhan. He didn't appreciate the line play. He let another guy know, pushed, shoved, hollered. Teammates joined in, and you've seen it, man. Everybody jumps in, breaking up. Some assistants ran into the fray and separated the players, and then the offense huddled. And as the offense huddled, Deion Sanders jumped in And he let his players know that he was not happy with what just happened. Now, what do you think he wasn't happy about? But, I mean, was he not happy that they're – I mean, I know you know the story. So, but was he not happy that they fought? Was it – no. He wasn't happy that everybody didn't get in on the fight. Quote, I seen two of you walking off over there, and you got a key teammate fighting. Where they do that at? End quote. Not here, his players replied. Quote, if one fights, we all fight. You understand that? I don't want to see you all walking off when someone's fighting ever again. End quote. Different approach. Deion's a different cat. How do you feel about that?
I'd love it.
One fights, we all fight. You go in there and throw hands. You go kick your teammate's ass.
I mean, that's a good way to bring a team together. I bet they were all fired up after that.
It's interesting. How do you feel about that?
It's football is football. The coach screaming, gotta be great, gotta be better than everyone else, gotta fight to the end. It's sending a message, and if you're that team, it's all right, are you smart enough to understand what he means by that? All right, this was an incident, that happened, go at it, but that does not mean come out tomorrow and fight your teammates again.
Meanwhile, in the pros, Jets camp, defensive coach Tony Oden. The coach was carted off the practice field. Not Treylon Burks. Nope. The coach carted off the practice field after he went down. Robert Saleh said after that he caught a little friendly fire during a skirmish between the two teams. He'll be fine. So he was on a knee after the fight began. There was a fight in practice like there is because, well, you're 3 weeks into camp and dudes are tired of hitting each other. And evidently, medical personnel tended to him for a few minutes. The cart was brought out. Players took a knee. Oden was able to walk off on his own before riding back to the locker room in the front seat. It's a big difference if you're riding shotgun as opposed to being carted, right? But you're still in the cart. Different? Coaches jumping in there? I mean, I don't know. You answered it the way Mike Bobo answered it. And so Mike Bobo is I don't know if he's still the offensive coordinator at Georgia, but he's the former head coach at Colorado State. And his thing was football is football. Football is football. And I think you just answered it right there. Football is football. Boys going to be boys. You know, you got boys out there in super hot temperatures every day. 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, beating the crap out of each other, fighting for a job, getting yelled at every play by a coach. Football is football, right? Dude's gonna swing. How do you want to handle it? So what's the answer? Is Robert Saleh's got to be different? The Jets coach. Hey, I don't want any more fights as opposed to Deion. One fight's y'all fight. Different message, you think, in the different rooms?
Seems the coach was in there trying to do his job to settle it down, and friendly fire takes him out. Boom!
Get on the cart, coach. All right, Lobo football, when we come back, really excited to talk to Tavian Combs. He was one of the leaders on Lobo defense until a season-ending injury in the UTEP game last year. He is a starter at the Lobo position and going to be counted on to be a big part of this defense. Talk to him about the evolution of the defense since Rocky Long's left, and he gets a first-hand look at that offense every day. I know you're curious, is the offense any better? We're going to have a conversation with a senior Lobo safety or Lobo position. How do you call it? Lobo? Tavian Combs next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build.
Best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Watching all the pictures, everybody's posting. We're late, right? APS started last week, but we're late on the first day of school photos. I'm getting all these pictures coming in. He said he's working on it, DC, working on Tavian Combs. Frank is working on that. We're expecting to have a conversation with Lobo, the Lobo position. That's that hybrid linebacker safety made famous by one Brian Urlacher back in the day. Tavian Combs scheduled to be with us. 505-246-0610 if you want to get in with us today. The opening drive on the Sports Animal. We've talked a lot about Lobo football, and probably even not that much, and we will over the next couple. Did you realize we're 9 days away from the start of college football season? So 9 days from now, a week from Saturday, New Mexico State will open up at home against UMass. And in fact, their quarterback, Diego Pavia, is scheduled to be with us tomorrow morning at 9:30. Looking really excited about this. The young man from Volcano Vista High School who won a national championship at New Mexico Military Institute, who then became the starting quarterback at New Mexico State and won a bowl game MVP last year. I think his story is great. But I made a point yesterday. I don't remember if it was in the 9:30 half hour when you were gone that illustrated everything. New Mexico State and UMass next Saturday night will be on ESPN. Okay, on Big Boy ESPN, on ESPN1. And so people will watch that game. That game's going to be in prime time on ESPN. It's going to be the first weekend of football that matters. People will watch University of Massachusetts versus New Mexico State. Same time, USC, the 6th-ranked team in the country, with the defending Heisman Trophy winner, the guy who's the front runner for the Heisman Trophy this year, the odds-on favorite to be the number 1 overall pick. USC and Caleb Williams will be playing San Jose State at the Coliseum. That game will be on the Pac-12 network. I don't know if I could say millions, but hundreds of thousands of people more will see will be watching New Mexico State play UMass than will be watching USC. And that, I said yesterday, that is the illustration of why this latest round of hysteria has happened, why SC is out of the Pac-12, why the Pac-12 blew up, because all their games were going to go to Apple, and it was going to blow up.
Yeah, and at this point, Apple would be such a big upgrade over what they have.
Over Pac-12 Network?
Absolutely. Because you can just click open Apple TV. And I'm sure there's a lot of people I'm sure there's a lot of people that forgot they're still subscribed to Apple TV after Ted Lasso ended.
Well,
but it's you can do that. Like, that's available. You can find that on your TV.
How much is Apple TV?
You can't find Pac-12 Network. It's not there for you.
All right, do you want to move Tavian Combs to 9? They're asking if we want to do it at 9. Sure, we can do that 9. Yeah, we'll do 9 o'clock.
And there were so many missteps in that process for the Pac-12 and not finding a way to partner with everyone to get your product out there on the streaming service, not just Apple, but on the other, Fubo TV, YouTube TV, like start getting it out there on these platforms. And instead you're in this situation where what app can I even pull it up on this?
Let's just say they were on Apple TV. Yeah. I would still tell you, and I think this is fact, that more people would be watching New Mexico State UMass on ESPN than would be watching USC on Apple. Am I wrong?
I think you're not wrong in that, but it's not. That's what they were saying. It's not hard to start building that brand. Like it.
How many subscriptions do you have? Like between Apple and I mean.
But here's the difference with that.
Yeah.
People have a lot of subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people do have Apple TV. You just got your iPhone.
I have no idea
Apple Music,
how much is Apple TV.
Apple TV
a month.
$7.
$7 a month.
I think a lot of people have Apple TV. The difference here is it's one click. It's like you turn on your TV, there's your home screen. Oh, what app do I want to open? Boom, Apple TV. You're not opening the Pac-12 app.
No.
You're not finding that anywhere.
No.
I get
they screwed this up so bad with their network unavailability. That was the downfall of that league, was how they screwed up their network.
And that's why I don't think it's not crazy. And Apple TV is absolutely going to have a value for college athletics if they are able to get in with a conference. Heck, even if it's a Mountain West conference.
They will. No, they will. They want in, and they will get in.
Like, someone is going to find value in that, because the difference these days is it's not, I have to turn my laptop and I need to put my HDMI cable to get it on my TV. Smart TV. That's a lot of people have smart TVs. That's a trend going that way. And I get it. If you don't have one, I understand. But the ease of access is what is changing the game, and why this is not crazy. Now, the initial deal, I understand it upset everyone in the Pac-12 because it didn't rise to the $50 million level that you're getting out of these other things.
Well, but it can't be, at least not yet. Now, if you want to have a conversation 10 years from now, maybe we're in a different place. It cannot be your primary. And that's what was going on here with the Pac-12. Your primary television deal was going to be all streaming. The world's not ready for it yet. Some of you are, okay? Some of you are. Some of you don't ever watch TV. Like you don't know what the ABC affiliate is. You don't know. And that's totally cool, because I think that's where we're going. But the world's not there yet. Linear TV for sports. Linear meaning I put on my Comcast, my DirecTV, my Dish TV, my whatever. I watch TV. That's ESPN, ABC, Fox. There is still an intrinsic great value to that. And that's why the SEC is making all that money on it. The Big Ten is making all that money on it. The Big 12. Like, if you want to have the conversation later, streaming is the way to be, fine. Is the way it's going? Yeah, probably. But it can't be your primary. Now, if Apple TV would have come in and said, all right, we're going to be your secondary outlet, okay? You've got to deal with ABC, ESPN, or you got to deal with Fox or even CW, dude. Even something that, unless you have Nexstar, that you couldn't, you can get, that people can watch the damn games, right? Like how are bars working with it? Are they all downloading Apple TV? Are they all downloading all the subscription stuff? They're giving you in your bar what they can get on ESPN or ABC or CBS, right? Now, maybe they'll get there. Mo just said ESPN pressures DirecTV and Comcast to not have Pac-12 in their package. Same way they killed the Mountain West channel. I don't know if ESPN's pressuring, though, although I do know that ESPN went in, and in 2018, Burke Magnus went to Larry Scott and offered to have ESPN take over production distribution of the Pac-12 networks. And the Pac-12 said no. No, we're good. We got this. Okay. I'm just telling you, if at that point, if the Pac-12 would have said, you know what, yeah, let's turn over our television product to people who do television, as opposed to us who think we're doing it, they'd be in a different place. Now, would SC and UCLA have left? Very possibly. But the distribution on their network, look, the SEC network works, the ACC network works. Do you know who runs those two networks? ESPN's running those networks. Now, you can hate them all you want if you're one of those people. That's fine. But they do TV really well. And they distribute it well. And it works. Now, and full disclosure, yes, I work for ESPN in my other job. But I mean, is anything I'm saying incorrect?
Well, it doesn't have to be ESPN to run it.
But in that case, it was them who came in and said, "We will save you. We will help you with distribution."
It doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter now because they bluffed. We're trying to call everyone's bluff, and they had a bunch of twos in their hand. They did not have a royal flush. Did the Pac-12, and right now, conference is dead. And they're going to try to use their basketball units to maybe save themselves, get some people over. To me, it's Stanford to the ACC as it also works as a football. Does Cal join them? And then Oregon State and Washington State. Is it the power of the four-letter network? That's what it comes down to.
Well,
is going to the AAC and everyone says they have such a great television package. Not when there's 18 teams now. That changes that number that it was at.
Well, I think it's incumbent upon the Mountain West to go to their television partners, which are Fox and CBS, and say, hey, can we get up to that number if we bring in those schools? To save this thing, to keep it together, to keep that product for you. How we're in an arms race right now. Can we entice them? Do you want to save those West Coast windows? And I got to believe there's going to be more money there. All right, so it'll be Tavian Combs at 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock, Tavian Combs, the Lobo safety. And again, really excited to talk to him about it. And then at 9:30, Darren Thomas from Game Vision. And there's a change, especially for APS athletics, on how to view them if you're not going to games. And kind of walk you through that and some of the advantages as high school sports start tonight. When we come back, there's RB1, number one running back in Denver, and Sean Payton says, no, there's no, he's the guy. Is he healthy? Is he ready to go? How do you feel about that? Probably pretty good. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. Upstairs goes the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, La Cueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As La Cueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch, and she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get 1 run back. That one sitting on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
He's doing well. We got a plan. I plan on playing him. We'll see pitch count wise towards the end of the week. We'll be smart, but I do see playing him. It's a direct quote from Sean Payton, the Broncos coach, about Javonte Williams the number one running back for your Denver Broncos. Broncos got enough around him, Russell Wilson? They got enough around him? They got Dwayne Washington? Okay, yay. All right, you good with your number one running back? You feel good that he's healthy? You feel confident? You ready to go with Javonte? Because he was good. I don't know if I think he was spectacular, but he was a good running back until he got hurt.
Much needed presence in that offense. Samaje Perine, Javonte Williams, two running back sets. Sean Payton has utilized two running backs well in his offenses. And for Russell Wilson to have any hope of being a solid quarterback this season, they need good production from those guys.
I just worry about a guy coming back too early on an ACL.
What's too early?
I feel like 1 year, and I know Adrian Peterson.
Really? So you think it's a full year?
I've torn an ACL, and you get to feeling better, but then you take a weird step, and
you feel it.
Yeah, and then you're almost in shock because you're not sure if you tore it again or if it's strained or what's going on because you suddenly have this pain in the knee that's not supposed to.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt on being, and I know you're an Adonis and you're an incredible athlete, but the world class physical therapy training and full-time, basically full-time treatment that they get. So I'm going to put their timeline a little bit quicker. So if yours is a year, I'm going to put theirs at like 8-9 months. Is that fair?
I put mine at a year and a half.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I think for a pro athlete going under a year, I understand how it happens. They have the best medicine in the world and best training. I still personally have questions just knowing that injury.
All right. So you're a little trepidatious about this.
I am, very much so.
Fair enough. All right. Update on injury in Tennessee for their number 2 wide receiver, a young receiver who was, as of yesterday, I was telling you, I think is going to have one of those second-year breakout seasons, and that's Treylon Burks. LCL, lateral collateral ligament.
Yeah, so that's basically the opposite of the MCL.
All right, sprained, not blown out. They had an MRI, and it's been confirmed, and so the NFL Network is reporting that he's likely to miss multiple weeks. It sounds like Joe Burrow is going to miss a few, right? Multiple. Does that mean multiple weeks of the regular season, multiple weeks from now? I don't know. But I think that's a team that I told you I think is sneaky competitive in that division, and only sneaky because Ryan Tannehill is their quarterback. I think if you put somebody that you like more as quarterback, you say actually they could win that division or at least compete with Jacksonville. But I think that's a big. They got DeAndre Hopkins there, but I think that's a big loss for those multiple weeks. David, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, David.
Hello. A couple of points, Jeff. You were saying that the linear approach to TV selection is kind of network. I think that's the unfair characterization as far back as the 80s when cable came up, because the one-stop shop was competing with networks, and ultimately it was the networks that kind of put their version on cable to then be the subscription. I say that because since then, the subscription of all subscriptions that was the catch-all of everything, including ESPN, was cable. Now the competition is going elsewhere from Amazon to whatever, in which case the market pressure and the branding and the networks are not going to be on an even playing field. What's going to happen is, I think, that branding, market, whatever, is going to compete with ESPN. I'm surprised that CBS, Sports Illustrated don't openly compete with Fox, that would ultimately openly compete with the networks, that would openly compete with ESPN, in which case they could come up with a distribution package for the Pac-12 or whatever they become to then make it not SEC, Big Ten compared to Mountain West, but still viable, in which case streaming is the wave of the future, but there's still plenty of competition within networks, including CBS, Sports Illustrated, that in my opinion can compete with Fox and can compete with ESPN.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. David, thank you. So one clarification on it. When I say linear, that's not just over the air. Okay, so linear is not just your network, ABC, CBS, Fox. Linear is basically cable TV now, right? Linear, and I think that's an industry definition at this point, right? Linear is something, if you buy a TV package, Comcast DirecTV, even YouTube TV, right? You're getting your linear TV. Now, I know you're streaming YouTube TV, but so ESPN, Fox, CBS Sportsnet, FS1, those are linear TV options. Certainly subscription-based, but the saturation of cable TV and what's considered cable TV, so that's satellite TV, was something north of 90% a few years back, right? So very few people don't have some sort of that. That's what's being described as linear. To his point of the wave of the future is streaming, I agree with that. I do, but I don't believe that, and it's been proven because the college football is. The money is in linear TV, that we're ready to go as the primary source for college football as streaming. I think as a secondary piece, the Mountain West Network's doing it, right? There's streaming as a secondary option for a league, but I don't think any league, and the Pac-12 presidents basically said, we're not ready for this, to go as our primary broadcast outlet is going to be streaming.
And it was Washington that said they were not ready.
Do you think everybody else was ready to say we're ready to go?
Were they not 10 minutes away from signing it?
That's what I was told. Yeah, fair enough, and it was Oregon.
And even someone like Phil Knight said he liked the Apple TV deal.
Yeah.
And that guy's been pretty innovative on the forefront of a lot of things.
Look, I have no doubt that's where it's going. Yeah. And so David's point to that is right.
It's and you understand if that door is there to get the most money that's available, you're going to take it. And that's what Washington did. That's what Oregon was able to do. But I guess where it gets frustrating is, having these conversations about saving conferences and TV deals. And you understand, football money equals money to function. But at what point does it stop? At what point are you going to be like, well, now we need $70 million. We need $80 million in this landscape of, well, we can't compete with them. We're already doing it. You're already crushing the majority of the competition. So what does the future hold for college football? And that's where it just really starts to wear me down, because there was already that Grand Canyon, the haves and have-nots.
It stops when the flow of money stops. He brought up a point, why is it CBS Sports Illustrated? And I think SI kind of is out of the TV business now, but more competition. I think there's going to continue. Look, Barstool's gotten into the game now, right? Barstool's streaming games. They own, well, they don't own, they title sponsor and are the broadcast partner for the Arizona Bowl.
CBS is on Paramount Plus right now, too.
That was going there, too, right? You've got games on Peacock. You've got games on all of the networks have their streaming partner, their streaming channel, streaming service, right? There's Peacock, there's Paramount Plus, Disney. ABC's is basically, as far as sports, it's ESPN Plus. Does Fox have a Fox streaming channel like that?
I don't.
If not, they will.
I pretty much have every streaming service, and I don't think Fox has like a landing spot right now that they could call theirs.
Yeah, I got to believe they will.
Yeah, you would think so.
They have like apps you can stream stuff that's on Fox, but not as.
No, David, you're right. There's going to be more competition, and there is. It's growing. ESPN has built a brand over the last 40 years, 30 years, whatever it's been. And they've got established outlets. They've got 3 or 4 linear channels, right? 1, 2, and U. I don't think Classic's still there. And they've got the ACC network, and they've got the SEC network, which are considered linear because they're over your cable package. And they've got ESPN Plus, which has been, by every account, extremely successful. And they've got the content. But yeah, there's going to be competition. There's CBS and Paramount, NBC and Peacock. And to your point, will SI get into it? Well, yeah. No, it's wide. It's like a brand new frontier out there. So, David, I agree with you. Streaming is 100%, I believe, the wave of the future. I just don't know that we're ready to be primarily streaming to get your college football, your NFL, your whatever. Look, the MLB network, one of the phone companies, Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, I don't know who it is. If you buy a phone from them, you get a year subscription to MLB network. Right, to the MLB extra innings or whatever. Well, yeah, you're streaming all those games. So yeah, streaming is a big piece of what people are doing. Some of you are there, some of you are never going to get there, and some of you are figuring out how to get there. But I think in 10 years from now, the majority of us, maybe it's 3 years from now, I don't know. The majority of us are all going to be screaming. And it used to be we wanted 70-inch TVs, and now we want 5.4-inch screens to watch games, right? Yeah, no, you're right.
And it all comes down to, is it something you're going to watch? Is it something you want to watch?
If you want to watch it, you're going to find a way to watch it. If you want to watch it, you are going to find a way to watch it. All right, when we come back, it is time to do the In the Red Zone. DC's got 4 topics in the National Football League that he's going to throw at JJ and me, including the over-under on one of the regional teams. How do you feel about one of these teams in a bordering state? You going over-under their win total, and how is that number that high? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This message brought to you by San Diego Golf Club.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Joint practice yesterday with Jacksonville. Hurt his leg mid-stride. Now, he's already out 6 games for violating the NFL's gambling policy. So, another one to keep an eye on rest of preseason for Jameson Williams. All right, let's hit some big topics in the National Football League. It is time. We've worked the ball all the way down the field. We are inside the 20-yard line. Let's see if we can cross the goal line.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
All right, guys, this is an interesting one. DraftKings Sportsbook has the Cardinals as a favorite in exactly 0 games. They also have the over-under for total wins this season currently set at 5.5. Are you taking the over-under on the Cards this year?
I'd go under. If they're favorites in no games, I mean, they're going to win some games. And I think if Kyler Murray comes, what is the deal with Kyler Murray at this point? So is he might play, he might not play? We'll see. What do we know about Kyler?
Very little. It seems like he's not going to play in the beginning. They expect him back, but there's very little that's actually known about that situation.
I mean, I look down a roster and I'm like, okay, where are they getting wins? Can they beat the Rams? Maybe. Can they beat Houston? Maybe. Are they going to steal a game somewhere? Probably. No, I'm going under. I think the number is 3 to 4.
Give me $1, Bob. Going under. This is a 3 to 4 win team. Slow and steady with Kyler Murray. I think he should get back on the field to get some confidence back towards the end of the season when he's healthy, but it's a red shirt season for that entire football team.
Second and goal.
Ready, down, put.
All right, Browns versus Eagles tonight. Cleveland is planning to start DTR.
That's Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
That's right. Is there a scenario outside of injury where Dorian Thompson-Robinson takes the starting job at any point this season?
That's such a good question.
No, because I don't think Deshaun Watson is going to flop. And so the outside of injury, Deshaun Watson is the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns because he's going to perform well enough.
See, I think this is a great question because you say, is there any scenario? Well, the scenario would be that Deshaun Watson flops, right? So let's say Deshaun Watson does not play well and the Browns are scuffling. So the scenario would be DTR is really, really good in preseason, and which he's been so far. He's the rookie out of UCLA. And the Browns lose to Cincinnati and lose to Pittsburgh and lose to Tennessee and lose to Baltimore, start out 0-4 and hit the bye week. Then they play San Francisco and they're 0-5 or 1-4. And Deshaun Watson's not playing well. And you know what? The answer is still no. And I'll tell you why. The investment that the Browns made in Deshaun Watson will not let them bench him this year for a 5th-round draft pick rookie. Now, if he flops to the point where they don't make the playoffs, where he's really, it's not that guy, I don't know how they get out of it anyway because they guaranteed him $200. It's not like most contracts where you can cut him and he doesn't get his salary. No, they guaranteed him $250 million. So he could flop, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson could be terrific, and still, I believe there is no scenario that they would bench Deshaun Watson because of the investment that they have made in him and the amount of money that they have guaranteed.
3rd and goal.
All right, Mike McDaniel says he is very happy with his running back room despite missing out on Dalvin Cook. At camp yesterday, he said there's been a ton of development since camp started for already talented guys that I very much believe in. So overall, I'm really pumped with the running back group. As far as other teams' transactions, really, I haven't even paid that much attention. How do you guys feel about Miami's backfield?
They're good. They'd have been better with Dalvin Cook, but they're really good. And he should feel good about it. Raheem Mostert's when Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson stay healthy, they've been good. They're not spectacular, but that's a hell of a tandem. And then you add, is it Devon Achane? How do you say the rookie's name out of Texas A&M? Achane?
I have heard it a few ways. I believe it's a Chun.
Okay, they drafted this young man 3rd round out of A&M. And then Myles Gaskin's number 4, who, by the way, was number 1 for them, like at the start of last season. No, would they be better with Dalvin Cook? Sure. They weren't going to overpay for Dalvin Cook. And I think he looks in that room and says, I got Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, the rookie, and Myles Gaskin. Yeah, he should feel pretty good about his back.
This is your solid NFL backfield. This is what they're talking about. Not overpaying someone, not going crazy over the top on a quote-unquote star running back. It's running back by committee. You have guys that have rushed at a high level, Wilson, Mostert, and that's the style. It's the Kyle Shanahan offense. It's what Mike McDaniels is building on. It's contributions from everyone.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, we were talking about some big injuries on the offensive side, but what about the defensive side? Yesterday, Ravens announced their Pro Bowl quarterback, Marlon Humphrey, is out indefinitely with a foot injury. How does this loss impact the Ravens' regular season?
I think the Baltimore Ravens, their biggest question marks are on the defense this year. I trust Lamar Jackson to be able to throw the football downfield, run that offense, be explosive, be successful with the new offensive coordinator. It's the defense, and they're banking on we're Baltimore, so we're going to figure it out. But they lost pass rushers.
Yep.
They don't have guys in. And what stands out to me, and when you look at the Ravens, they will not return a single player who racked up more than 6 sacks a year ago. So to me, it's a huge loss when you lose the coverage guy like that.
Yeah, for a club that you think about defense for the last 2 decades, not even just decade. I mean, you go back, we talked yesterday, they won a Super Bowl with quarterbacks that were Trent Dilfer and Joe Flacco. And so you think defense, period. So you just think, all right, whatever, I'm going to draft the Baltimore defense because they're always good and they got Roquan Smith, and they do. It affects them. Now, I think they figure it out. Why do I think that? Because they're them. Because they always do. they're going to rely on a 4th-round pick, Jalen Armour-Davis, to go in and replace Marlon Humphrey as long as Marlon Humphrey is out. I don't know how long he'll be out. I trust what they do defensively. It's kind of like I trust the system when I see it happen over and over and over again. At some point you need the Dogs to do it. I think it affects them. Do I think that they're not a playoff team because Marlon Humphrey's out? No. But I don't know that they can afford a lot more injuries on defense. And I'm with JJ. I trust them offensively. For the first time, I feel like, okay, they went out and they brought in Odell, right? I think Zay Flowers, everything you hear, he's been terrific in camp. If Rashad Bateman's healthy, they've got 3, and Nelson Aguilar 4, and Devin Duvernay 5 receivers that Lamar can get the ball to. I trust them offensively, and system-wise, I always trust them defensively.
I was really high on them to start the season and preseason. I'm very concerned about them.
Because of that one injury?
I think it's just the accumulation of injuries on the defensive side, and that's the one when you lose a Pro Bowl cornerback.
Yeah, they lost Tyus Browser's out too. Their linebacker is out for the year, or at least out for now.
That's a tough one to overcome. So I'm definitely reevaluating my stance on the Ravens at the moment.
All right, fair enough. All right, that's the In the Red Zone for today. We'll do it every day, move it around. So I know you all listen at different times, so we'll catch you at different times and do that. But DC putting together some good stuff. Coming up at 9 o'clock, we're expecting to talk to Tavian Combs. Lobo, he is that hybrid safety linebacker, leader on the Lobo defense, and really excited. I want to talk to him about how the defense is evolving with a new coaching staff, with a new defensive coordinator, and all your questions about the offense. Well, who knows better about the Lobo offense than the Lobo defense, who's going up against them every single day. And we'll talk to him about how that defense is and really how he's come back from the injury that kept him out for the back end of last season. When we return, he's the starter, right? When are you going to? No, not Tampa Bay. We've already hit that. But this other NFL team, like he's the starter, right? When are you going to name him the starter? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Auto.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls.
Who's the starter? We talked about Tampa Bay and Mike Evans, the all-pro wide receiver in Tampa Bay, saying, name a starting quarterback already. Is it Kyle Trask? Is it Baker Mayfield? Like who is it so we know, and let's get the ones together and let's go. Well, in Washington, I think we know who the starter is, right? I mean, head coach Ron Rivera has not made the designation official yet with Sam Howell. He said he's going to go over the film with Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator and the quarterback's coach, and make sure that Howell is, quote, doing the things we need him to do, end quote. And he didn't make a timeline when he's going to make an announcement, but Sam Howell's the starter, right? Not Jacoby Brissett.
Good old Jacoby Brissett lurking in the shadows.
What are we waiting for there? And if you know, and maybe they don't know, maybe truly it's an open competition. I don't know. But everything I hear out of Washington is Sam Howell's taking the reps with the ones. That he looks good. People, there's a faction of people, and look, there's always a faction of people in it. Like there was a guy like me, who was Davis Mills is going to be good, right? Last year I was on. There's always somebody on somebody, right?
There is.
But people kind of like Sam Howell.
Oh, this is the situation where you're just looking at, did we find something? Is it a diamond in a rough? Is there talent there for a guy that at times he was pretty hyped up in college, solid career at North Carolina, got him in the 5th round. Can you spark something versus Jacoby Brissett? You see him. Not exciting, not flashy, solid. And if you're sitting there with so many of these teams going, we think we can play good defense, we have some skill position players, is that what you lean on and say, hey, just get us to a point where we're competing for a wild card?
I think that's your guy. I mean, it's Sam Howell. All right. Meanwhile, the reports out of Green Bay on Jordan Love, have you heard anything negative coming out of there? He's
Not
replacing Aaron Rodgers. Now, look, there's been one preseason game and some practice, but their left tackle was it on Rome? Bakhtiari was yesterday? Quote, he's had 3 years to understand the math of the offense, which is very fortunate for any first-round quarterback to get to watch and see how a first-ballot Hall of Famer, a generational talent, and a guy who borderline changed the quarterback position and how it's played, even the mechanics of even throwing the football. You're able to see that for 3 years and then now coming in. So, yeah, his baseline for me is way higher, end quote. Everything I'm hearing, people, the pendulum's starting to swing the other way. There was they're not going to be any good. Well, it's Jordan Love's going to be. Have you seen Jordan Love? I'm kind of on that bandwagon too. I think Jordan Love's going to have more positive than negative.
His coach came out today and said really good things. He said, I think what we've seen is he's taking ownership of it, being our QB1 position. That's obviously really tough to do when you're the backup. I've experienced that with other guys, whether it's Kirk Cousins when we were in Washington. You can kind of see when they get their opportunity and how they command it. It's been cool to see him grow and get more comfortable being the guy. I don't know about you guys, but yesterday at practice, you could see he was out there with a little swag. So, I mean, coach is saying good things, line saying good things.
When you saw good things, right? I mean, he looked good in one, like, again, I don't overreact, one preseason game, but you'd have lost your mind if he looked like crap, right? I mean, if people would have, see, they're done. Aaron Rodgers gone, they're done. I'm leaning towards he might be pretty good. You know, we're all over Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. Like, if I told you right now, who do you want for the next 5 years? If I said CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, Jordan Love, it's not an easy answer. Would Jordan Love be in the mix?
I think Love is the answer right now. Maybe Richardson too.
I don't know. I haven't seen enough Richardson yet. I don't know.
That's more of the developmental 5 year. Maybe I can do something with it. But if I'm getting someone for 5 years that needs to play today, it's definitely Love.
And when we come back, Lobo football, looking really, really excited about talking to Tavian Combs. He's the starting Lobo for the Lobos. That's that hybrid safety linebacker position. Coming off a major injury, looking forward to talking to him about the evolution of the defense, how things have transformed with Rocky Long gone. And he's got a firsthand view of that offense every day. How does he think Lobo offense looks? Football season is 9 days away. Lobos are a week plus away. Week and a half away, 2 weeks away, I guess. Looking forward to talking to Tavian Combs, senior Lobo, next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420.
Eating a little good breakfast, and then we're going to have some meetings going on, just getting ready for the season each and every day.
What was for breakfast?
And I'm excited.
What was for breakfast?
We had Rex's actually. So I had waffles, watermelon, pineapples, some potatoes in there, a little bit of bacon.
Attaboy.
And then that's really about it. And then I got to drink my water to stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. No, that's good. How you feeling?
Sir.
You had the ACL injury last year in the UTEP game, and you were off to a really good start. The team wins that game. It was right about then. Everything was looking really good for Lobo football, and obviously it didn't continue that way. How you feeling coming off of the ACL?
Man, I feel great. It was a long process. I won't even lie. It was a long 8-9 months. I'm going on 10.5 months right now. It was a long process, but I don't know. Just being around my teammates, my coaches, and the athletic trainers really motivated me, and just having that inner burn that I've always had since I was a kid, just wanting to play football, it just never left me. So even though I was going through that process, it was still a little motivation. And I took when I play football myself, I have just a little bit of anger when I play myself. So I kind of put that towards a new perspective, which was kind of just putting it towards my knee. And so after the whole process went along, I felt kind of I don't feel the same as I was back in the day, because I feel like everybody grows and matures. But on a athletic standpoint, I feel probably the best I've ever felt.
That's good.
Muscle-wise, everything.
Yeah, that's Tavian Combs, Lobos senior. He's with us on the opening drive this morning, coming off of the ACL. As your head coach says, go out there and play with bad humor, is what I've heard him say. Hey, the transformation, everybody, it was high profile when Rocky Long left as your defensive coordinator and went to Syracuse. And now Troy Reffett is the defensive coordinator, and you got some new coaches in there. Talk a little bit about the evolution, because your coach, and I think he's right. He says your defense was good enough to win games last year. The offense didn't score points.
Sure.
How do you feel about the evolution of this defense with the new coaching staff?
I feel really good about them. We've kind of kept the same defense to sum it up in some aspects. We've changed some things. We've added a couple new things as well. I just feel really good about it. Coach G and Coach Rep, they're really good creative defensive minds, good defensive mind creators, so they know what they're doing on the field and know what to call, when to call it. So I trust them with my full heart. They're going to make the right play call at all times. Same thing with how I felt about Coach Long. And just even with the new players that we've got in, like they're really adjusting to our scheme and just making sure everybody's on the same page, because I like to live by that. You have to be able to communicate on our defense. Our defense is really complex, and if you don't communicate, I ain't going to sit here and say it can mess some things up. It just, because football is football at the end of the day, and you're out there just having fun. But when you communicate, me personally, I feel like it makes it a lot easier and just a lot better to play, because everybody's on the same page, thinking with one mind, flying to the football and just having fun.
Tavian Combs joining us here on The Sports Animal. And Tavian, you mentioned, when you're on the football field that you're playing with some anger, man. You got to be able to hit someone. So where did that come from? Was there a moment or a coach, and as you're growing up and you're going to Randall High School or back home in Texas, that kind of helped you find that energy on the football field?
Yes, sir. I would say it happened kind of since youth. To be honest, I've always kind of been overlooked a little bit, even since high school. I didn't really have that many offers coming out of high school. People kept telling me I was going to have to go JUCO or just not even be able to play college football at that point. And so kind of just hearing that, it kind of gave me motivation, because ever since I was little, me and my older brother, we always talked about playing the sport of football and just going and doing big things in this sport. And we had a lot of dreams and aspirations to this sport. And, my older brother ended up passing away a couple years ago on Christmas Day. And just all this stuff added up. It just helps bring a little bit more motivation. And that's just my inner burn, is just my family. They always have motivated me and kept me pushing. And that's just kind of what drives me on the field, because I don't want to ever let them down. I just always want to show them that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and you got to keep going no matter what happens in life. So I don't know. I feel like that burn is kind of attached to a lot of things in life, just life in general, playing for my teammates, playing for my family, and just going out there and just wanting to dominate in every aspect of life.
And Tavian, you suffer something like that, a tragic loss in your life. Is that something that you look to it in moments where, you might be down, you're like, oh man, the grind of this coming back from the ACL, but is that kind of, as you said, the fire that will always be burning because of your brother's going to be pushing you forward?
Yes, sir. I feel like it's just an overall just a burning sensation, just because we had, like I said earlier, we had a lot of dreams and aspirations growing up, and everything in life happens for a reason. I'm a true believer in that, and I stand on that, because things in life are going to happen. I don't want to say everyone has a sad story, but everyone has stuff that's going on in life, and sometimes it's not easy, and it's not easy to get over. But in order to prevail and get through that stuff, you have to keep pushing and live your day-to-day life like you would when those people are here, because I know that they're in a good place now, and they would not want you to see. They wouldn't want to see you fail or give anything up, and you got to just keep pushing for those people that believe in you and fought for you in life. So,
Tavian Combs is with us, Lobo senior. He plays the Lobo position on that defense. How do you bring that life lesson into the team aspect, or do you? Obviously, your team has gone through some down times. Now, I'm not trying to compare one to the other, but as far as a football program, I mean, this team's been down. Is there a way to bring what you've learned through life's tragedies, through life's hardships, into a football, into a team setting?
It's actually kind of similar, if I'm being honest, because football is a very team-orchestrated sport. There's a lot of other sports, boxing, MMA, golf, it's all individualized, but football is a team sport. And if all the pieces of the puzzle are not connected, and the pieces of the puzzle, I mean players, teammates, coaches, everybody involved in the facility, if we're not all on the same page, sometimes things won't click. And so in order to do that, you have to be able to really bond and have a lot of team chemistry with the people that are around you in order to build that success. And it's kind of similar to just a family in general, because I was blessed to have a really good family growing up My mom and dad really showed me the rights and wrongs of life.
Yeah.
Always taught me my brother's right from wrong, like I said. And I don't know, I feel like that aspect of it just really comes back into a team because y'all all have to be on the same page. And when you're all working together, things honestly work out quite good. Just like our defense, how you said in the past, has been pretty good. We always were on the same page, communicating, trying to talk to each other to make sure things were on point before the play even snapped. So I feel like it all ties in together, being a family and just being a team. They have some similar aspects for sure.
Yeah, just a few more minutes with Lobo Senior Tavian Combs. All right, talk about the puzzle. The other side of the puzzle is the offense. And the biggest question has been offensive line. And your head coach has said, we just got to score points. And there's no hiding this. They were the last-ranked offense in America for the last couple of years. You're up against them every day. There's good words coming out of there. Everybody has a good feel. You're up against this offense. You as a defense have to feel good about this offense. Kind of give your little scouting report. What do you think of this offense that you see every single day? You've been up against them 12 practices now.
I would like to say it's a very changed offense. It's a different scheme. These guys they're really competitive, and that's what makes the game fun for me is when you're able to come out every single day and just compete. It brings competition and it brings the fun of the game for me because that's why I play this sport. And just seeing the offensive side of the ball, they have a lot of rhythm and they're just dominating every aspect of the game right now, making sure they're, like I was saying, had a team that's to be on the same page. They're out there working together, up in the meetings, working together, getting extra time on the field, and even just watching them in the spring ball and fall camp, you can tell that they're a lot better. They want it, and they actually want to score points and dominate the game. So I would say it's a very changed offense with a different scheme, and we have a lot of key players on our offensive side of the ball as well that are really showing some spark on that side as well. So,
Tavian, one of the things you mentioned is you felt you were overlooked. People said you were too small, which is crazy if you see you on a football field now. But one of those guys that had that same fire, that same vibe, Jarek Reed. What was it like getting to play with Jarek and learning from him last year and then watching him get his opportunity in Seattle?
It was a great experience. Jarek is a very funny man. I lived with him, actually, and just being around him every single day up at the facility and at the house sometimes, it was a really fun experience. He took the game kind of with the same passion. That he had a similar fire burn. He just wants to make his family proud, stuff like that. And just being on the field and in the meeting room with him was really what surprised and shocked me. He's a really high IQ and a very smart player. He knows where the ball's going to be. He knows where to line up. He knows how to support certain players, stuff like that. And just being in the film room and just asking him questions about what he's reading and stuff like that, it really helped up my game. And him just a player, you can tell he changed since he got here. He's a really overall well-rounded safety. He can come down and hit you. He'll cover you. He'll help you in the deep middle, stuff like that. So just being around him helped up my game a lot for sure.
Tavian, appreciate the conversation. I know I called you a senior, but you get a red shirt last year. He's a red shirt junior, so has a few more years to play. Stay healthy. Have a great year. Really appreciate the conversation. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Of course. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Be well. Tavian Combs, leader on that defense, which is going to have to be the leader of this football team, and hopefully things turn around. He was off to a great start last year and then got hurt in that UTEP game, and he feels that defense is evolving and taking some steps and can be even better, and it's good stuff. If you want to get on that, you can. 505-246-0610. That is the Sports Animals phone line and the Sports Animal text line, but appreciate Tavian being with us. When we come back, what makes Sean Payton, the Broncos coach, such a winner according to his new quarterback? Sean Payton's a winner because it's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken
FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Text line says, awesome interview with Tavion. Incredible candor from this young man. Go Lobos is John on the 505, a U.S. Army veteran. Appreciate you, John. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the kind words. It was all him. It was all that young man. He's very good and obviously been through quite a bit. It's opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and DC. One correction. So Tavion is a redshirt junior, and he has 3 years of eligibility left because of the COVID year. So he potentially could be back for this season and 2 more if he so opts. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in today. And that's the Sports Animal phone line and the text line. So new Broncos coach Sean Payton, one of the most sought-after coaches in the offseason. Everybody loved it. Bronco fans are thrilled. He's going to turn this thing around. He's won a Super Bowl. So what makes him a winner, according to his quarterback, Russell Wilson, who has also won a Super Bowl? Russell Wilson, quote, I always knew he was a winner. Winners have habits. Winning is a habit. He's the same guy every day in the sense that he wants to be the best in the world. I think the best thing is how he leads the whole organization. I mean, the detail from inside the building to the locker room to everything else. It's habits. That's what makes a winner. It's interesting. Everybody's got their style, their ways, their thing, right? I appreciate your quarterback saying that. Now, these guys have been loving on each other, right? Sean Payton and Russell Wilson have been loving on each other the whole time.
It's all positive right now, trying to build that confidence. Like, yeah, we believe in you. I got you. We're going to turn this around. And Sean Payton is also in a really interesting place because where is he viewed? We've had the conversation he doesn't check the elite boxes for some, but he's that coach that is right there. And this is kind of his moment to show, I am this dude offensive. I can take an average Russell Wilson. Now I'm still make him good in the NFL.
Well, I think there's a big show me for Sean Payton, don't you? I mean, he won a Super Bowl. We had this conversation. He won a Super Bowl and is considered to be a winner. And he is. He's a good football coach. Is he great? Like if you put him up against, I don't know, we've had this conversation, whoever you consider great, whether it's Belichick and I don't know if you consider Shanahan, Reed, why am I forgetting Pittsburgh? Tomlin, right? Where do you put him? I mean, there's some who put him in that in that ilk, right?
I've thought about this quite a bit since we had that conversation. I do not put him in the elite ranks. However, if he got them, the Broncos, that is, to the playoffs this year, I'd entertain that conversation.
So that's all it takes to getting the Broncos to the playoffs.
That's a huge turnaround for the Broncos.
Okay. All right. Regular season record, 152-89. That's a 631 winning percentage. It's pretty good. Postseason, he's 9-8. So career overall, 161-97. It's good. I mean, it's good. He's a really good football coach. Now he's in a position. Let's see how good he really is, right? He won a Super Bowl in New Orleans, which and it's almost kind of an inflated story. And I say inflated, not artificially, because I don't want to downplay what that team did with Drew Brees. I mean, that was a really good team. He somewhat lucked into his quarterback because Drew Brees didn't pass the physical in Miami. And he goes to New Orleans, and it's right after Katrina. The story was unbelievable. That city needed something. They found something. They won their first to now only Super Bowl championship in the history of that franchise. Great story. He also was the head coach during Bountygate. Does that stick to him?
Took a hit for that. It doesn't stick as much.
It doesn't, right?
Because Greg Robinson is the face of that.
Yeah, but he was still the head coach. It's this whole, the head coach didn't know.
Mm-hmm. But Sean Payton, it does not stick to him as much.
Which is amazing to me that it doesn't stick to him, right? It's kind of like, well, I mean, he's the head coach, but he didn't know.
Like with the Spygate, Deflategate, everything that Bill Belichick is going through. This one, it's people like, oh, yeah, it was Sean Payton.
Wasn't it? It's like when we have these things that go on on colleges. Well, I mean, it's a hazing thing, or they're paying players, or, well, the head coach didn't know. The head coach knows every damn thing. He's got an app, knows where every player is all the time. But somehow he didn't know. Adolph, good morning.
You're on an entire season for it.
I know. Morning. Good morning, Adolph.
I'm making my second call in 2 days.
Don't tell anyone, dude.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the criteria that I use for distinguishing coaes, particularly in the National Football League. And I believe the discussion a couple of minutes ago was about whether Sean Payton is considered great.
Yeah.
He's a good coach. He's not a great coach. And what my criteria is, you must win more than one championship. More than one championship.
I think that's right.
It's like a golfer, professional golfer, who wins one major. No one likes to be stuck on one.
Like Aaron Rodgers.
At one time in your career, you may in fact string together Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everybody else folds, and you're hoisting a trophy. Okay, yeah, you're a one-time major winner.
Yep.
It is only when you are able to win the second one that you have done something that most cannot, that no one will attribute to luck. Okay, the fortuitous circumstance. That means that you have some world-class talent. I hold the same criteria for coaching. You must win more than one, because it is the winning of more than one that distinguishes you from those who have only won a single championship. I'm out.
Yeah, I think it's really, and I think that's where most of us are with this, right? He's really good. He won one. And was that team, like with that quarterback, weren't they kind of set up to win more than one? I mean, look, there were other teams that were really good in that era, New England, but he didn't get through the NFC. Did he get back to a Super Bowl? He didn't, right? I mean, he's really good. I don't want to downplay how good he is, but I agree with Adolph. I don't know that I put him in elite and great. I think he was really good. He won a Super Bowl.
So PFF actually put out their top 10 coaches late June. Peyton's not in the top 10.
No.
So Reed
like top 10 current or of all time?
Current.
Huh?
So Reed 1, Belichick 2, both multiple Super Bowls. Mike Tomlin 3, he's got 2. Shanahan's 4. Who do you think is 5?
Who do I think is 5? I will tell you. Looking through this whole thing, who do I think is 5? Okay, I'll tell you who I think it might. Well, they probably went McVay or something like that.
John Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. Where's Pete Carroll on this list?
He is also missing. You have.
I don't have a problem with Harbaugh being 5. That's really good.
McVay 6, Doug Peterson 7, Nick Sirianni 8, 9.
Nick Sirianni, because after one good year. Okay, that's Philadelphia.
Yep. 9, Sean McDermott. 10, Brian Dable.
Okay. Brian Dable had one good year, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised to see him. McDermott doesn't surprise me.
Pete Carroll's did a hell of a job up there.
I know. And, man, they're going to surprise some people this year. So that's a big omission, I think. I'm comfortable with Sean Payton not being on the top 10, though.
So would you rather have Nick Sirianni or Sean Payton as your coach?
Nick Sirianni.
Well, if it's Nick Sirianni and Russell Wilson, it's the same thing.
I think that's right.
Sean Payton and Jalen Hurts would be pretty good.
All right, when we come back, high school football starts tonight. If you're a kid, if you want to watch games, Albuquerque Public Schools, there's a whole new way to do things. Going to explain it, why it will be better, and how you get it done. It is called Game Vision, how you get Game Vision and what the story is. We're going to talk with Darren Thomas of Game Vision and let you know how you can watch your high school football, which starts tonight. That's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is.
Quarterback in the NFL is an utter pressure cave. And then there's Mahomes. TV cameras hovering, newborn, challenging brother, playing with 9 or 10 rookies, scrutiny of
sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big to...
Game Vision, you can still get that through ProView Networks, and we'll explain how that all goes. But they put in cameras. They've been installing permanent cameras in stadiums. They're going to be doing this for other sports as well. Not only varsity sports, but now you can watch JV games as well if your kid's playing JV and you're out of state or however it is. Darren Thomas is with Game Vision, and he's with us this morning to explain how to get it and what's going on. Hello, Darren. How you doing?
Well, Jeff, good to talk to you again.
No, it's good to talk to you. So explain to people why this is beneficial for students at APS. And not only is there more accessibility, but APS is going to be getting some revenue out of this, which is going to be beneficial, I think, to all the student athletes.
Yes, actually it is. And we're excited about this. I know this was something they were looking to kind of make a change and do something a little different. And we provided them something, I think, that not just the technology, which we're incredibly excited about. I think everybody's going to see the quality and the accessibility to content. But for us, it also became a transparency thing where when you purchase a subscription and you want to watch either for a 24-hour period or a day, you want to watch for a season, watch the entire football season, or you want to watch all the content from everything, that money, a portion of that money is going directly into APS. And what's unique is they can look at their account as that's happening in real time and know exactly what they're bringing in trying to hit their numbers and things that they want to achieve. And so that was one of the really big parts of it for us, is just to make it completely transparent. But beyond that, we partnered here locally with ProView, who's been here for forever. They've been a pioneer around here in live streaming. And so we partnered with them. So they'll handle game of the week, some games there. But then when there's a lot of games where we just can't have folks there, that kind of thing, we've installed, when we're done, there'll be 43 systems across the 13 schools. There's the 3 football stadiums, all the gymnasiums, softball fields, baseball fields, and then the soccer stadiums, and then we're adding some additional soccer coverage at various schools as we go along.
And these are permanent cameras that are going to stay there, and so you'll be able to do games, almost everything. And the beauty is, it's not just varsity. I mean, your kid's playing JV and you're out of town, you can still watch it.
Yeah, you can watch it any time. The nice thing is we partnered with PlaySight cameras. And we they're an Israeli-based technology company that builds this AI type technology, and just the quality of it is amazing. And their interaction. So you as a parent, if you're watching, anybody watching, you can say, "Oh, I wish I could see that play again." You could there's a replay button right there on the screen, and you can go back and click that button, and it'll say go back 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and it's a DVR, so you can look at it, but you can also change the speed. You can look at it in slow motion. You can take it down to 25% speed and really look at that play.
Which
you can
is
zoom
something
in
you
on
couldn't
it.
do before. Yeah,
you can do all kinds of stuff with it.
Yeah,
so it's nice.
Yeah, I couldn't do it before. Darren Thomas with Game Vision is here explaining the really exciting new stuff in ways to view APS high school athletics for you.
And when it comes to viewing it, what do the parents, the family members, the friends need to know? Is it on mobile? Is it just on desktops, laptops? What's the way they can watch these games?
You can watch it on any device. So if you have, initially television, we're in the process. We were hoping to have it done already, but we have a new Roku app that will be coming out pretty soon with it. But if you have Chromecast or you have any of your phones that cast them to the television, if you have a smart TV, you can, you certainly can do that. But it's just a simple login. You go to the website is gamevision.io. And, so that's the website. A lot of people get confused and think gamevision.com, but it's gamevision.io. And you'll see all the games up there. On the front page right now, you've got the next 11 or 12 games. Tonight's game is being produced by ProView, the first game tonight. They want to do the game of the week tonight. And then tomorrow, one of the games, I believe, is ProView. One of the games is ProView, and then it's the Rio Rancho La Cueva game. But the other two are straight using our new automated camera system. And we're dialing in all the other pieces of it, like our live score and block and all those kind of things that are getting done today.
All right, so Darren, how do people? So they can go to gamevision.io, and I know there's a link on ProViewNetworks.com, so they can go either way. Sure. Cost for people and just the benefits. So the upgrades that people will see, and you're talking about the replay. What's it going to cost people to see? Because obviously that's a big piece for them.
Sure. So if you're just watching a single game or want to watch for 24 hours, it's $12.95, and that gives you access to all the content. If you just want to watch a season, which is about 90 days, a 90-day pass is $49.95, and then the best value really is the yearly, the annual, and that's $69.95, and that gives you a year of content, and you get to watch it. And really, one of the cool things, obviously, we're pushing this to, the guys at APS and Adrian Ortega and Daniel Wade and Mike Houston, the guys in the athletic office. This is a tremendous way for them to meet some budget things that they want to do and to help the schools in a lot of ways. That they're helping provide other pieces for these athletic programs in there.
They're generating revenue, and it's not just going to be through football season. As you said, soccer, softball, volleyball. I mean, the majority of what you're going to want. It's not just varsity. It's exciting, Darren. It's good to talk to you. I know you guys are excited about this. You've been working hard getting these cameras up. Have fun with it, man. Good luck with this. Congratulations on this project.
Jeff, I'll tell you this one last thing, just so you get an idea. We should have this year about 3,800 events with APS coverage.
That's insane.
Just to put it in perspective.
And that's just APS. That's not that's only the Albuquerque public schools. That's not Rio Rancho. That's not the private schools. That's just APS. So if you've got a student athlete who is going to one of the APS schools, the content is available for you, and or your out of town family to be able to watch it. And I got to believe, 3,800. I don't know how many they do in APS, but that sounds like just about all of them. So, congratulations.
Everything except cross country. I think we're not able to do cross country.
Come on, man.
Of that.
Come on, man. Now you're hitting home for me. All right. All right, Darren. We'll see you soon. Congratulations on this. Again, the website's gamevision.io if you want to take a look at it. Have a great season. We'll catch up with you.
All right. Thanks so much, Jeff. We appreciate you guys.
See you. So this is exciting. So the technology, from what I understand, the cameras are a whole nother level. They're there. The AI is going to be able to move the cameras around and give you a pretty good broadcast. And the fact that, I missed that play. Did you see that? We haven't had that before.
At the high school level, that is amazing.
Yeah. And what did he say? $70 for the whole year. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what's affordable or not, but it feels like if you've got an athlete who's playing a sport or multiple sports.
I'm just thinking, like, if I'm on the road and I can just turn on and see my JV kid,
100%.
that is the coolest thing I've heard in a while.
You're traveling and you got a business meeting and you're in Indianapolis tomorrow and you got to miss your kid's game, but then you can watch it and talk to him or her afterwards.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's like,
and think about kids who have parents out of state, like that don't get to see them play. Right. That is just awesome.
We've come a long way. Kind of goes back to David's call about streaming, doesn't it? It wraps it all up. We were talking about the streaming earlier, and where we are and what, in college sports. I'm going to go back to that. We had a conversation earlier about linear for this conversation, and I think most conversations. Linear television is described as not just over the air, but basic cable television. Basic cable would be your ESPN, your FS1, your CBS Sportsnet. And where the majority of games are still there and the competition on linear. And are we going to streaming? Is that going to be the way of the future? I think everybody says yes. But I just don't think we're there yet, and that's kind of what's happened with the Pac-12 thing. David said, a brief follow-up to my earlier call regarding competition and brands and networks in the sports marketing world as streaming becomes the dominant method of content delivery. Few single providers will dominate exclusively, allowing many competitors. Interestingly, such competition can occur in the linear market, yet current market dominance and big payout expectations allow ESPN to dominate over CBS and Fox unacceptably. Well, unacceptable. I mean, it's kind of the open market, right? That's what free market is. And ESPN is dominating on content in some respects because they've got more linear outlets, right? They've got more linear windows. CBS main. Now, CBS Sports has 8 channels. ESPN has 3. CBS programming has less windows available, right? They've got their network. It's not just a sports network. Like Fox has all their programming, right? You want to watch whatever Fox has, whatever CBS has, Big Brother and all that other stuff, and the local news. That's why ESPN is able to, JJ, they got 3 networks that are dominant or dedicated to 24-hour sports. So they've got, I don't want to say unlimited windows, but a lot more windows than you would at CBS or Fox, right?
Yes.
So will it allow for more competition? Of course it will. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. This says, Nexstar strikes again. 8:30 on a Thursday. No Jerry Palm. Nexstar better leave our hose alone. I think Jerry's going to start next week. NMSU's on ESPN? Question mark. Over under how many times they call NMSU UNM? Ooh, that's a good question. Fun fact, New Mexico State quarterback Diego Pavia has been a part of as many career wins as New Mexico State quarterback as Danny Gonzalez has as UNM coach. Okay. Diego Pavia is going to be with us tomorrow. The quarterback for New Mexico State, the Volcano Vista High School product, the most valuable player of the Quick Lane Bowl, and a national champion at New Mexico Military Institute. Looking forward and really excited to talk to Diego tomorrow about the evolution of the offense and coming off of, like, all of a sudden there's expectations at New Mexico State, JJ. Last year, there were no expectations at New Mexico State. Even Jerry Kill said, I don't know what I got. Now, all of a sudden, woo-wee, can we get back to a bowl game? Looking forward to that. That'll be at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Really looking forward to rounding out the week with that. All right, when we come back, I got a bunch of correspondence from you. The latest, everything you need to know as you go through your day. There's some injuries, wide receiver injuries in the National Football League that are relatively important for you to know, and what you need to know as you go through your day. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer and Science.
As a mom,
we would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
All right, what's going on this morning that you need to know about? James Harden flirting with the idea of playing in China. It's where he went off on Daryl Morey, the general manager or the president of the Sixers, the other day. He said, love is always crazy here while in China. And he's got a big problem. What's he said to make? $35.6 million? Is that what it is with the Sixers this year? If they don't trade him, he's continuing to think about playing in China. Quote, every time I come here, the love is just like it's crazy. You know what I mean? So I feel like they deserve to actually see me come play here. Love is always crazy here. So see where that goes. Is that a bluff? Is that a threat? We'll see where that goes, but people will be talking about that. The Tui family, the Blindside family, the Michael Oher family, says this morning that they have no problem ending the conservatorship of Michael Oher after the lawsuit filed by the Blindside star. So we'll watch where that goes. That story has gotten just disturbing. Give me the word. That story is fill in the blank.
That story is television drama.
Okay. Cringy, uncomfortable, nauseating. I don't know. Tell me when to stop.
Just
playing Mad Libs here.
Weird.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things that they're just watching kind of play out. Like, why do you like this? I don't know. It's just someone else's drama. It's not mine. So I'll tune in.
But we all watch someone else's drama.
That's
That's all
what I'm
we
saying.
ever
It's like,
do.
that's why this story, was there a shakedown? Why is it now that all this is coming out and he's figuring it out and he's trying to go after the money?
Well, it's just so bizarre. All right, you get NFL football tonight. Eagles and Browns. Dorian Thompson-Robinson will start at quarterback for the Browns against the Eagles. Preseason football on the NFL Network tonight, so you get that. 2 injuries, National Football League, that you need to know about. Treylon Burks, Tennessee Titans, second-year receiver, sprained LCL. He's out, what they are saying, multiple weeks. And Jameson Williams, the second-year receiver for the Detroit Lions, has already been suspended for the first 6 weeks of the season for violating the league's gambling policy, is out for the rest of the preseason. So that's what you got to know as you move through your day and head into it. And you got the start of a season tonight, don't you, JJ? You got a little TV tonight?
Mountain West Network, talking about apps, streaming. If you're looking for it, UNM Women's Soccer opens their season against Texas Tech. A nice little rivalry.
Getting Texas Tech in town's a big deal.
Starting to form between these teams. They played a spring game here in Albuquerque earlier this year. There's a good relationship between Tom Stone and Heather Dyke. Tom Stone was an advanced scout for the U.S. Women's National Team in 2019 when Heather Dyke was working there as well. And it's a good challenge, man. Big 12 team coming in. Yes, Texas Tech, so Big 12. We're going to have to learn a lot about conferences over the next couple seasons. Really solid program and a great opportunity to open the season.
JJ will have the call. Lobo Women's Soccer opens the season on the Mountain West Network. If you can't get out there, you can catch him. You can go to golobos.com or on the Mountain West Network, the MW, and listen to JJ as he'll have the call for Lobo Women's Soccer this year over on the Mountain West Network. All right, emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. This is a really good question, and I've wondered this a lot. Carl says, can I pick your brain, Jeffy Lube? Why is it guys can't play in preseason games, but apparently all the key players can go in these intra-squad scrimmages? And it almost feels, and he's right? You watch Hard Knocks, you see the Jets and the Panthers, our ones versus your ones, all right, and they're going at it hard. We got to get after their ass. I love kicking people, right? I mean, there's no holding back. The only holding back is you can't touch the quarterback. But linemen are going at it. Defensive guys, they're hitting, they're tackling to the ground. I think it's a really, really fair question, and I've wondered it a lot. Do you have an answer? Is it more controlled in a scrimmage than it is in a game?
It should be. It should be more controlled. Like, don't touch the quarterback.
Yeah, that's one that I think they all adhere to.
When the guy gets around with the corner, and so there's a little bit more control. You still can get hurt. You just watch Joe Burrow, non-contact injury.
Yeah.
You're going to get hurt. But I think the difference is with more control, coaches feel they can get more out of a joint practice than just kind of the unknown of a game situation.
Yeah.
And then if you guys are in a joint practice going all week, then they don't need to be playing the game.
Okay.
That's the way I would look at it.
Okay. AC says, good morning, gents. Talking about Apple TV. One drawback is that the bars can't do Apple TV. Eventually, bars can't get Pac-12 on certain providers, and the bars are key. Why can't bars do Apple TV?
Is it like with any product you pay for, you can't just say, hey, I'm signing up for DirecTV, and then using your bar. Isn't there usually like, hey, you have to say I'm a business?
Yeah. You pay a different price. I flat out don't know.
I wonder if there's things like that, like you show up to a restaurant and they're streaming Netflix. Then.
Yeah, help me. Why there's a difference, I don't know. Gene's in on Albuquerque's AAA baseball franchise that lost 20-7 last night to the Chihuahuas. Jeff, the offense has showed some building blocks this season, but the defense needs a complete reboot. This is a unique place. You need to come up with a scheme that could win in this league. From Salt Lake, who wants to spread you out and hit it over your head at a mile high, to Round Rock, who wants to establish the run at sea level. You got to find a system that other clubs don't see every day that puts Albuquerque's AAA franchise in a place where they can be successful. Thank you very much, Gene. Appreciate you. Hondo says, how about the CW? Jeff, now that we've lived it up, I want to see how they do football. Is there going to be football in CW? Did they get something? Did they get AAC or something? There might be. There might be. Ren says, it's been a frustrating year for Armando, so last night I had to feel good for the Chihuahuas. It's from Ren. P.S. Obviously, Sushan ran out of things relevant to talk about, so he was digging back to the 1905 PCL, where clubs play 225 games in early November. I think we have better training today, better nutrition, so why can't we do the same? We act like guys' arms and legs are going to fall off if they play more than 150 games. He wants a 225-game regular baseball season.
I have never heard someone say they want more baseball games.
No?
No, certainly not over 200. I always hear people saying cut it back to 100.
AC's in on Sam Howell, the Redskins. We're talking about why has he not been named the starter. Hey, Jeff, as a Redskin, I don't even know what that means. They're not even called that anymore, and I don't know what that means. He is the starter. They're just playing it up. Okay. Ron says, I have no problem, Jeffy, that they haven't named a starter yet. Isn't that why we play 3 preseason games? I imagine. I mean, is that why?
If you need your preseason games to figure it out.
To figure out your starting quarterback?
You do not have a starting quarterback.
Are there any jobs that are up right now? I mean, we know if Brock Purdy's healthy, he's the Niners guy. We know the quarterback, they haven't, so Houston evidently is still a competition, right? Between CJ Stroud and Davis Mills.
They feel things are too fast for CJ early.
Washington theoretically is a competition between Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett. And Tampa Bay has not decided Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield, right? Everything else is decided, right? Colt McCoy is the number 1 guy in Arizona. Have they named him that?
Clayton Tune coming up.
Clayton Tune actually played nice.
His interception, though, was one of the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
His receiver was on the ground for like a full second before he threw.
You can play nice and have one really bad mistake, and it just jumps off the page. I mean, I don't think he was actually. I thought he played pretty nice. So there's still 3 out there, and the NFL season starts 3 weeks from today, right here on the Sports Animal. Right? Well, we have the game. We're the home for the National Football League. We have Thursday night games. We have Sunday games and Sunday night games and Monday night games. When you think NFL, when you hear NFL, you are listening to 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. Thanks to Tavian Combs, the Lobo. This football season for them is creeping up quickly. He was with us. Darren Thomas from Game Vision as well. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd will be after that. 2 Men On at 4 o'clock, and then the Chihuahuas and the Isotopes. Josh Sushan will have the call. You want to come back and do it again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.?
Let's do it.
All right. Great work, DC. Always. Adrian looks good. Great work over there. Thank you for what you do. Big day for you? It is a big day for you.
Huge day.
Huh? It is a big day. You got a season opener. Have a great call tonight. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will see you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.